You don't just abandon yourself in big moments. You abandon yourself in the small ones, the ones no one sees, the ones you don't even notice. It looks like saying yes when you mean no, staying quiet when something doesn't feel right, pushing through when you're exhausted, ignoring what you actually need, and calling it being strong. But this isn't strength. This is a pattern that started a long time ago. Because at some point in your life, you learned it wasn't safe to express what you felt, ask what you needed, take up space as you were. So you adapted. And this is where May asks something different of you. In a universal year one, Energy Body 1 is asking, who are you becoming? Someone who chooses themselves? Someone who honors their needs? But Energy Body 5 is showing the truth. What are you actually doing? Because in real time, you might still be choosing everyone else. You don't abandon yourself because you don't care about yourself. You abandon yourself because at some point, that's what kept you safe. And the version of you that learned that is still here, still influencing your decisions, still shaping your behavior, still trying to protect you. But you're not that version of you anymore. You don't need that strategy in the same way. So in this video, we're not just going to talk about it. We're going to shift it together through a simple guided practice to reconnect you to yourself and stop abandoning yourself in real time. Before we go into the practice, if this has already landed for you, if you're recognizing yourself in this, hit subscribe and tap the notification bell, because this is where you stop leaving yourself behind and start coming back to who you are. And if you want to understand your patterns on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide, because your emotional patterns aren't random. They're coded. And once you see them, you can change them. The link is in the description box below. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Cherry. I'm a spiritual life coach, numerologist, and energy alchemist. So let's make this real, because self-abandonment isn't always obvious. It's not always dramatic. Most of the time, it's subtle. Self-abandonment is simply this: choosing something outside of you over what's true inside of you. And it looks like this: saying it's fine when it's not, agreeing just to avoid tension, laughing things off that actually hurt, staying in conversations that drain you, and pushing through when your body is tired, not asking for what you need, and ignoring your intuition because it feels inconvenient. You've normalized this. You've made it just how I am, just part of relationships, just being a good person. But every time you do that, you send yourself a message. What I feel doesn't matter. What I need isn't important. Other people come first. And this is where Energy Body 5 shows up clearly. Because this isn't about intention. It's about your behavior. What you actually do in the moment, it matters. And this is why you end up feeling drained, resentful, disconnected, or unseen. Not because people don't care, but because you've left yourself out of the equation. And here's the truth most people avoid. You can't feel seen by others if you're not being honest with yourself. You don't lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself in small moments. So let me ask you this. Where in your life are you saying it's fine when it's not? Because that's where you're abandoning yourself. So now that you can see what this looks like, now we go deeper into where this actually started. Because you didn't just wake up one day abandoning yourself. You learned it. At some point in your life, it didn't feel safe to express what you really felt, ask for what you needed, take up emotional space. So your system adapted. Maybe you were told you were too sensitive, ignored when you needed attention, praised when you were easy or low maintenance, made to feel like your emotions were too much. So your body learned it's safer to stay quiet. It's safer not to need too much. It's safer to adjust myself. And the version of you that learned that didn't make a conscious decision. They adapted to stay connected. Because as a child, correction equaled survival. So what started as a survival strategy became a pattern. And that pattern followed you into your relationships, your boundaries, your decisions, your sense of self. And this is where Energy Body 5 makes it visible. Because that younger version of you is still influencing what you do, how you respond, how you behave when things feel uncomfortable. So let me say this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you for doing this. You adapted. You survived. You found a way to stay connected. But you don't need that strategy anymore, because real belonging doesn't come from being easy, being quiet, being low maintenance. It comes from being fully yourself. You didn't abandon yourself because you didn't matter. You did it because you needed to belong. And now you get to choose something different, not by forcing yourself to change, but by learning how to come back to yourself. And this is where we move into the practice. Because this isn't something you think your way out of. It's something you feel your way through. Because this is where the shift happens. So if you can, I want you to just pause for a moment. Wherever you are, take a breath. You don't need anything special for this. Not a perfect environment, just your attention, just your presence. Gently bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. And just notice your breath. No need to change it. Just feel it. Now I want you to imagine a younger version of you. Not a specific age, just a version of you that feels tender, emotional, a little unsure. The version of you who first learned to hold things in. Just notice them, how they look, how they feel, what their energy is like. There's nothing to fix here. Just see them. Now gently say either out loud or in your mind, I see you. I know you've been trying to keep me safe. You don't have to do that anymore. And just notice what shifts. Now say, you don't have to be easy to be loved. You don't have to stay quiet to belong. You don't have to ignore yourself anymore. I'm here now. Let those words land. Bring your attention back to your chest. Notice if anything feels tight, heavy, open or emotional. There's no right or wrong here. Just awareness. Now gently say, I choose to listen to myself. I choose to honor what I feel. I choose to stay with myself even when it's uncomfortable. Take a deep breath. Feel your body. Feel your hands. Feel yourself here, present. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to stop leaving yourself. And this is something you can come back to again and again. So let's bring this back to you. Self-abandonment isn't something you fix overnight. It's something you become aware of. And then you gently choose differently. Because the truth is, you already know where you leave yourself. You feel it. You just haven't trusted yourself enough to honor it. If this landed for you, if you felt something shift in that practice, I would love for you to hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so other people can feel that too. Because this is where you stop abandoning yourself and start coming back home. And if you want to understand your patterns on a deeper level, download my free numerology guide. Because your emotional patterns aren't random, they're coded. And once you see them, you can finally change them. The link is in the description box below. This is your moment, not to do more, but to stay with yourself. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.